Thanks again for joining me. I'm here just sharing some of the adventures and lessons that I learned on my cross-country bike ride from Ocean Beach, California to Key West, Florida with my dog. I just realized that in these videos, maybe one of them I should actually bring my dog so you can see what a study is. 20 pounds of wolf blood and buck tooth and cross-eyed all the way around the country. That was a good ride. And I did learn a lot of lessons along the way, and one of them I learned was about serendipity. Serendipity to me is when stuff seems to be going wrong, but if I open up to it and take a farther look back, there's something there for me, an opportunity, a life lesson, something, some little gem that if I push through and don't pay attention, I'm not going to receive. I can remember a very specific time where I was coming up to New Mexico, and you go through the needle's eye of New Mexico, and I stopped off in this little convenience store. And I was thirsty. I had been biking quite a while. I think I just crossed the Continental Divide. And I wanted to stop off and get a Gatorade, maybe grab some food for the dog and I. As soon as I walked in this place, I knew something was going to happen. Because there was this family there just in such good spirits eating pizza. And as soon as I walked in, these guys keyed on me and they're like, "What are you doing? Where are you from? Tell us everything." You know, just good old country hospitality where, you know, they want to feed you food and make you part of their family. The guy's telling me how I need to leave San Diego and buy all this property out here. Out there it was. I mean, honestly, you're in the middle of nowhere when you come up this area, but, oh man, a little side note. I want to tell you this side note. Everybody in this town waved to you. So as soon as I crossed this town and get into the needle's eye of New Mexico, everybody's waving to you, and they all have their different styles. They'll either hang out, a wave out the window, or a quick little wave on their steering wheel. But it was the most welcoming sight I had seen thus far, and I actually thought everybody was waving at me because how cool am I? But that wasn't the case. They were waving at everybody, and everybody was happy. And that just was exacerbated by this family that I'd met because they honestly wanted to welcome me into their town. So they told me where I needed to go to camp and kind of were super nice to me. And when I went to the counter to pay for the pizza that I bought and some Gatorade that I have, my credit card didn't work. And I was like kind of a little frustrated because I was starving and I had to pay for the campsite for the night. And what was really nice is the guy who I had been speaking with saw my troubles at the counter and he slipped me a quick $20 bill. He's like, "Don't worry about it, man. You're on a great adventure. Let me pay for you." And I thought to myself, this is really swell. I talked to the people and they're like, "Don't worry, our ATM is going to be up and running in a minute. Come back in 10 minutes after you get your campsite. Everything will be great." So I ordered a pizza, went, got the campsite ready, knew that I had to pay 20 bucks for the campsite, and went back to the liquor store. Interestingly enough, the ATM didn't work. And the guy told me, "Hey, don't worry, man. Just 10 miles up the road is an ATM that's in town. It's going to work." And for me, 10 minutes was an hour of biking and an hour back after already traveling 60 to 70 miles that day. So I was really in no mood. But the father of the gentleman who gave me the 20 walked into the store and was like, "Hey, I'll take you to the ATM. It's nothing to me, a 10-minute drive." Phenomenal. Colt was his name. A wonderful man, stout with that I know how to bale hay, make a fence, break a horse, and cook a mean chili kind of a guy. He took me into town, took me out of town, told me some interesting stories about his life. And after we visited the ATM and after we got back to the liquor store, I leaned over and I was like, "Hey, I don't know where your son is, but it'd be really great if I could pay him back." And he says to me, "Hey, I didn't know he gave you 20 bucks. That's really nice of him." And I said, "Yeah, and I want to repay that by paying him back." And he says, "Are you sure about that?" And I thought, yeah, I want to pay back. You know, the guy extended this money and I want to make sure I pay back. And he says, "That was a really nice thing he did. are you sure about that? And I looked back and I looked farther from the situation and I said, Colt, I'm not sure about that. I'm not sure if I want to pay back, and I definitely don't want to mess up this great situation of the extended hand your son provided me. He shook his head, and you can see it in his eyes that I chose wisely. So I went on my way. The reason I'm telling you this and why I think it's important is because I could have pushed through. I could have gotten angry in the liquor store and not created an opportunity for his son to reach out and to give me that little gift. I could have been angry and focused on the situation so much that maybe I biked into town and would have never met Colt. Maybe I could have done a lot of things instead of backing away, being open to the situation and open to the opportunities that this situation was going to teach me. Because it happened a lot on the bike ride. Serendipity showed her head all over the place, where I would want to stop in a town, decide to push on, but the bike would break. And as soon as the bike broke, I would meet very interesting people who were there to help me. I think a lot of us in life sometimes become so focused on the goal, so focused on the path, so focused on getting to the destination that we don't step back and see what life wants to show us, what life wants to teach us, the things that life has to offer us that are the shortcuts in life. And I'm sorry that this is going a little long. I try to keep it to 6 minutes, but that's life. Maybe it's some serendipity working our way here together today. Maybe this is an opportunity to realize that it's not so much what you do in life that helps you get to your goals. Sometimes it's slowing down and letting life help you out. Slowing down enough to let those angels on your shoulders, your spirit guide, your higher self, slow you down enough to give you a gem, the key to a door, the direction to a bridge, the little things that are going to get you from A to B easier. So my friends, when things seem dire, maybe it's just serendipity trying to show you a different path. Slow down. Take that path and enjoy life that much more.